Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I hope student all you are fine and safe. So today's task is task analysis, and here we will discuss that how we can complete a task and what are the steps that we will follow for task completion. So the very first slide here I have included that for a task analysis of human interaction can be applied at various levels. There are various steps, various levels that we can follow to complete a specific user task. Okay, so the first bullet here I have included the general method of a completion of set of tasks. If you want to start the solution for a task, so we will choose a method for to accomplish the task. Okay, so the second step, the second bullet is here I have included that we will divide the task into sub parts. Okay, into sub unit level, and we will analyze each level, and finally once we will finish, then we will integrate all unit level. The very last bullet I included keystroke level. We will predict time for the task. So this is also very important step that we must tell our client or our user that this is the time in which we can complete this task. If suppose if the user need a software or any product related to our field computer science, so we will must estimate the time that this is your full software, and for this requirement we need 1 week or 1 month. Okay, so you must give him or her time in which you can complete the task for your client or for your user. So this is the second slide, and here we will discuss task analysis cognitive model. This model is purely based on knowledge focus. Okay, so the very first bullet here, that do you have knowledge you want to solve the task? If you don't have knowledge, so how you can solve the problem? You will not be able to solve that problem. So the first thing is that you must have knowledge for that. Number two, language. Do you know the language your customer or client speaking or not? So this is also an important way, like a bridge. If you can't understand or the language you are speaking, your client or your customer not understand, so you will not be able for a positive deal to complete his her task. Okay, so the third one, cognitive or perception action. This is purely related to your own mind knowledge perception. Okay, that how you can find a way to solve this problem. And the last one is in which we can associate it the task with interface. Okay, with internal representation. So task analysis is process focused. Number one, what the user want to do. So we must know, we must note down all the requirement of the user. Then we will understand that what the user actually want. Okay, what is the task, what is the actual task. Okay, so the second one is user is familiar with this task or not. User used the exist system of this task or not. User want to extend it or not. So we must also know these. Then we will give him task specification. Okay, so these are the most important point if you want to process a task. So task analysis, what is a task? So actually we are talking about the task as this we can solve through this way, and we will choose a method for this, so we can divide the task into subtasks unit level, and then we will predict the time for task, choose language, knowledge, mind perception. But still we are confused that actually what is the task. Okay, so task is a user requirement or a user a goal or objective which we can perform or complete following some actions, some requirements, instrument to complete that task. Okay, so number two, if we want to complete that task, so we must also tell our customer, our user, that this is the scope or size of your task, of your goal, of your objective. Okay, because the user is not familiar with this field or with the task that she want to complete through us. So we must also tell them that this is the size or scope of your task, of your goal. Okay, the last one is here I have included that each and every task should be approximately equal in size, but this is not important. This is not important that each and every task should be at the same size. Okay, so how then we can solve this? If the problem is not, if the task is not in the same size, we can create same unit levels. Okay, we can create same unit. So this is a very best way, that if the size of the task is different, so we can create same process or unit level for this task. Okay, so task decomposition, this is a method that how we can solve a task. It means that we will create sub part or subtask from this original task. So these are the three main important points or bullets in task decompositions. So the first one is goal, second task, and third is action. Okay, so let's briefly discuss here what is goal, task, and action. So state of the system that a human want to accomplish. Actually, goal is objective of the user or the customer, that he she want to complete, he she want to take, he she want to do. Okay, from a developer or any person, expert person. Okay, so this is goal, main objective. What is task? Actually, task is the activity. Okay, this is the activity and the necessary steps that we need to complete this object. Okay, here we should follow, we should confuse, we should collect or compute all those steps in which we can complete this task or this objective or this goal. So what is action? In the action level, we are not allowed to think about the problem. You can see that no cognitive processing, and in cognitive processing we discussed that this is actually about knowledge focus, but here the level is action. We will not think about the problem, we will just follow the steps we already created here in task. Okay, so we will follow these steps here in action. Action means just start your work. Okay, and start your work and take this the first step that we already created over here, task. So these all about task decomposition. Task decomposition contain three main points, three main level to complete a task. Okay, goal, task, and action. So a question can be asked from decomposition, that explain decomposition or write a note on decomposition, or what are the main points or level of task decomposition. So you can explain in the way that it contains three main points or three level: goal, task, action. And goal is about this, task is about to collect, to order all the steps, and action to start the work on the task or on that problem. Okay, so suppose a very first example. So the example I have included here from a real life. Okay, this is very related to our real life, and here I have included that the task is how we can clean a house. This is the task. So to complete this task, first of all we need a vacuum cleaner. Okay, and then we will attach all the requirement that a vacuum cleaner need. Okay, third step, clean the room or any place, and then we will empty the dustbin or the dust bag. We will follow another room or any other place, and we will come here. So again we will empty the dust and tool away. Okay, so it's mean that the work is finished, so now you are free and you can put anywhere the vacuum. So what are the requirements for this task? Okay, this is very important. So the requirement for this task is that vacuum, we must know about what? About vacuum cleaner, their attachment, that these are the parts of this vacuum and we can attach this part in this way. If we attach or we install each and every part of the vacuum cleaner, so it's mean that will be fail to perform their job. Okay, the vacuum will not be able to perform job accurately or properly. And also we must know about dust bag, cupboard and rooms, that these are the rooms that we need to clean. Okay, so this is our task. We will also discuss another example, but their example I will give you in your assignment. You will explain in the way of like this. Okay, task analysis categories. So here we have three main categories of task analysis: engineering requirements analysis, second one is programming space or programming specs, and the third one is task analysis defined. So the first one, engineering requirement analysis, performance required of hardware. The first bullet or the first requirement is very related to a hardware. Okay, the physical part of a system. Second one is related to the soft part of a system. So you know better, so are those part of a system that we cannot touch. Okay, while physically hardware parts of a system that we can touch. Okay, so programming a space or aspect define that it perform of software and paper related to the software. The last one is task analysis. So who will analyze the task? A human will analyze the task, the developer will analyze the task, the expert will analyze the task, that this is the task and these are requirements for this task, and I will follow these steps to complete that task or that goal. In the very former slide we discussed task decomposition. So task decomposition is a methodology to solve a task. There were three levels to complete a task: goal, activity and action. Goal was the objective, was our task, and activity were the steps that we were following to complete the task, and action was cognitive free level. Cognitive level is a level where or which purely related to knowledge focus. So in the action we will not think about the cognitive level, it's free of that. We will just take the step that we already created in activity level. Okay, so task analysis is a human task. Human will analyze the task. So performance of human with respect to the system. If human is good, if human mind perception is good in task analysis, so it will be accurately solved and it will give a very positive result. Otherwise the result will be affected, it will be negative or will not be a very good result. Okay, so these are three task analysis category: engineering requirements, hardware related; programming aspect are space defined, software related; and the last one is task analysis. This is pure related to human, because human is the main uh, person, the centralized solution for the problem that analyze and will follow a way, choose a methodology to solve a problem. Okay, so approaches to task analysis. So what are the different methodologies to solve a problem? So already we discussed task decompositions, and we will just know about other task analysis or task methodologies. Okay, so task decomposition already we discussed, in which we divided the problem or the task into subpart or unit level. We solve each unit level problem or task, and once we finish, then we integrate it. Okay, so this is the methodology of decomposition, and it contain uh, there are three steps, three level in decomposition: goal, activity, and action. Knowledge based technique. So knowledge base is purely related to cognitive model. Okay, so here I have included that what the user know about the task and how it is organized. So this is a technique, a knowledge based technique, that what the user know. Okay, what is the user knowledge about the problem, okay, and how organized that task. The last one or the third one is entity and object based analysis. Here we will associate it, we will check the associativity, the relation of entity and object. Between object and action or human, we will check all these, that this diagram or this object related with this or that. So we will check all these associations, similarities, and then we will order those in a proper diagrammatical notations. Okay, so the final bullets I have included here, that lots of other different notation and techniques are available to solve a task. Okay, so this is very important, and a question I can ask about this, that what are the approaches of task analysis? So the answer will be like that there are three main approaches of task analysis: task decomposition, knowledge, and entity object based. And also we have lots of other notation and techniques to solve a specific problem or a task. Okay, so general methods. So in a general method without task decomposition and knowledge base, and the third one is object and relation base. So this is a general method, and it is based on three main steps and easy steps. Observe your task. Okay, what is the task, what the customer or user want, what is the objective or goal of user. So first of all, observe that. Okay, second, collect all the requirement. Okay, combine all the requirement that you need to perform that task. Okay, and finally organize that first I will follow this step, this is second, third, fourth, fifth. So organize your steps in a sequence. Okay, that this is the way, and I will solve this problem following these steps. Okay, so this is a generic method, a general method to solve a problem. A problem maybe your software, maybe any product, or maybe any task related to your field. So you should think about all these steps. Okay, task decomposition already we discussed, and here we will study the aims of task decomposition. So describe action of people do. So the first aim of task decomposition is that it describes the action of people do and structure them within task subtask hierarchy. So first of all, it will list the job or the task of customer or user, and then in the second aim is that it will divide that into sub steps or unit level, and finally it will order all those unit levels, okay, that this is the level that I should solve first, this is second, and this is third, and this is final or nth level that I should solve in nth level. Okay, so what is HTNA? Hierarchical task analysis. So hierarchical task analysis, also I have included an example of hierarchical task analysis in which the task is that how we can make a cup of tea. Okay, so focus on hierarchical task analysis HTA. It uses text and diagram to show hierarchy. So HTA, hierarchical task analysis, need diagrams and text notations to solve, to describe a problem. Okay, plane to describe order. Also we must know, we must have a plane, that this is the plane through which we can order all these diagrams, notations, etc. Okay, if we don't know about the diagram, that this is fit in the first step, this diagram fit in second, third, fourth, so the problem again will not be accurate and it will not be usable. The usability of this problem or this methodology will not be high, it will be very low. Okay, so practical task analysis. Practical task analysis mean that develop concrete detailed example of task user perform or want to perform. Practical task analysis, that in the first bullet I have included that we must collect all information about the task and we must note down clearly that this is the objective, this is the goal of this task user want to perform. Okay, number 2, determine what the user want to do. Okay, this is also very important, that we must note all the requirements that user want to perform, user want to include in his her task or problem or software or any system. So we must also know the object or the user goal, that this is the goal user want to take. Okay, user want to develop. So allow designer replacement. Your product must also be flexible. It means that there must be place, there must be an option where we can change, where we can replace the design, the interface, the front end, okay, of what, of that task, of that product, of that system, anything in front of you. If you want to solve that, so you must leave an empty space or an option where you can replace the design. So task description are very specific. Do not confuse your customer or yourself or anyone, that generically you include a sentence or anything about a task. This is a task and these are generic words, so do not include generic words. Why? Then after few days you will also not be able to. So simply it means that keep your statement, problem of the statement, very specific. Okay, for better understanding. So generating the hierarchy, here I have included some important points. If you want to generate a hierarchy, so these are the important points. Get list of tasks. If the task is more than one, so write down and follow a method, that this is the method for this task. Second one, group tasks into higher level tasks. Okay, and finally decompose lowest level tasks further. So list or write down the tasks that user or customer want to perform, and then write also divide the task into level, higher level, then second higher level, and then third higher level in this form. Okay, and also if you can, so divide the levels into further levels, sub levels. Okay, so this is an example of a real life example again, and this is your example that you will write steps for this example. So I will explain briefly. The example or the task is making a cup of tea. So this is the task. Boil water is the first step. Empty pot, put tea, leave into pot. Third step, and pour in boiling water. Wait for 3 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, okay, and finally pour the tea. So the line I have included under the books, it means that there is no decomposition. These boxes cannot be divided further, okay, it's mean. And the box, there is no line under those box, so it means that it can be divided further, okay. So then the 1.1 is fill kettle on stove, wait for kettle to boil and turn off the gas. This is the final step, okay. So here also I have included in red text that line under सो ये हमारे पास सेकंड एग्जांपल था, एक टास्क था और हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया था। ये आप ख़ुद भी इसके लिए वो टास्क के जो स्टेप्स है वो आप लिखे, ये आपका एक असाइनमेंट टाइप है, ठीक है। सो आप ट्राई करें, जहाँ पर भी आपको इशू हो इन्फॉर्म मी, इंशाल्लाह आई विल हेल्प यू। क्यूरी करें या जो भी आपका इशू है वो पॉइंट एरेज करें, हम इंटरेक्टिव सेशन भी उसके लिए अरेंज कर सकते हैं। थैंक यू सो मच, गुड लक।